You made it through. You made it through selection camp. You're a unique group of 24 athletes that are playing women's wheelchair basketball and doing it at a really high level. We know that it can be an emotional time.
It was so competitive. No matter what, there's going to be incredibly talented athletes that don't make this team.
So I'm going to name the team for Dubai in no particular order. Rose Hollerman, Emily Oberst, Courtney Ryan, Josie Aslickson, Natalie Schneider, Becca Murray, Excel Gonzalez, Abby Balicki, Ali Ibanez.
It was a super tough pill to swallow for me. This year, I had to have one of my kidneys removed, so I didn't train nearly as hard as I should have. Sometimes life really does just get in the way of, your dreams and your goals.
We all understand how much work we've put into it, and so it's like a bittersweet day. Currently, my grandpa right now is not in the best of health, and he has been my biggest supporter through basketball, and was kind of the person that got me into basketball, and so it's tough.
I'm really extremely proud of every single one of you, and I can't wait to see your journeys in wheelchair basketball. I hope to be at least a small part of that. Thank you.
I feel really grateful being back with this new coaching staff and just knowing that they have faith in me after just so much has happened in life and basketball. I couldn't express enough how much warmth and just a family environment is already being created on this team.
I'm just really excited to be continuing my career on into Dubai with some awesome women, and then
Dubai, here we come. Let's go, USA.
Welcome to the 2022 IWF Wheelchair Basketball World Championships.
In Dubai, while there are 300 athletes there, those 300 athletes are actually a really small sample size of the 1 billion disabled people, 15% of the population that we have around the world. What's really important for folks to understand about disability is that it is not a monolith. We all can't be expected to have had the same experiences. That is like a sunflower. You have that 10,000-foot view of a sunflower and you're looking down on a field, they all look the same. But when you do move in a little bit closer, you need to see that there's different shades of yellow and they're different sizes. You can look at disability in that same way too. June 16th, 1987. I was 6 years old. We had ordered pizza, and we needed to go pick up the pizza. It was a rainy night, and we were on a 2-lane highway out in the country.
It was kind of a strange morning. My mom was taking me to daycare.
Another car hit a puddle of water and hydroplaned into our car.
I think I'm the only one that got hurt.
Unfortunately, my mom passed away in the car accident. I grew up in a really small town. I think I was one of the only kids with a disability.
I realized that when I was around other people, I couldn't do everything that they were doing, or I felt like I was different when I entered a room after my accident. Everything was behind the lens of my wheelchair.
I remember starting soccer when I was 4 years old. Despite my size, despite my age, I was always one of the feistiest ones out there. I was always watching Team USA, and that iconic moment where Brandi Chastain scored the penalty kick and she rips her shirt off, and it was such a controversial thing. And I realized, yes, I need to play USA soccer.
When I was growing up, playing basketball was a huge part of my identity and my life. I'm an introvert, and so I spent a lot of my time just shooting, using it as an outlet. Basketball was like my best friend in a lot of ways. When I got the opportunity to play at South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, I was super excited.
I ended up going to Metro State University in Denver, Colorado, and we ended up making it to the Final Four of the NCAA.
Back in 2010, we had got invited out for a basketball invitational in Hawaii. My girlfriend at the time wanted to surf, and I don't know why, but that day I really didn't necessarily want to surf. Within 5 or 10 minutes, my back hurt pretty bad.
20 minutes into the game, I'm running for the ball. The defender slide tackles me from behind. My legs fall out from under me. I land on my back.
I didn't really know anything was wrong until I got out on the beach and I fell down in the middle of the street. And they had to call the ambulance. When I went to the hospital, they had already diagnosed me before they took the MRI. Essentially, the hyperextension of my back on the surfboard, looking up at the waves and paddling, pinched off a blood vessel that supplies my spinal cord.
Paraplegic, what do you mean? What does that mean? I'm going to recover, right? I'm going to be okay. And that's the moment where he's you're most likely going to be using a wheelchair the rest of your life. And from grief, it kind of changed to anger, because this just wasn't in the books, this wasn't in the plans.
This is where world domination. So I'm just gonna ask world domination.
Oh, jeez, don't get this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nailed it.
One, 2, 3.
Dude, that was so realistic.
So good.
We just got here. I know that you all want to get out and see Dubai and everything like that. Right now, I need to be us just to stay focused, because we got a job to do, right?
1, 2, 3. USA!
I'm humbled to be here. I'm thankful to be here. I didn't think I would be here ever.
Oh, she feeling it.
I can't express the impact that adaptive sports has had on my life enough. I owe my whole life path to it. I was born with a rare form of spina bifida. I can stand up and walk. That shocks a lot of people. I grew up in a family that was very military-oriented. And growing up with a disability from birth, I couldn't really understand why I couldn't represent my country in that way. And that was really hard. I didn't find adaptive sports until I was 17, 18 years old.
For the first few years, I didn't want to do basketball. I'd spent probably 17, 18 years of my life perfecting my skills, and it didn't seem as fun or as competitive or as high intensity It took me 8 years of not playing sports for me to be open and available and ready to the idea of playing basketball again, but from a chair. I got in that basketball chair and 8 years had gone by, and when I was pushing, I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm running the court. Like my hair was blowing, it went fast, way faster than my day chair, and it was fun.
I loved it so much. It was really freeing. These people are not staring at me like the kids at school stare at me. Like they actually are like seeing me and not my wheelchair.
My first tournament ever. We were down by 1 point. It just so happened to fall right in my lap. I chuck it up with my scrawny little arms. Boom, game-winning point. Fans are going crazy, my teammates are going crazy, I'm in disbelief. And the coach for the University of Arizona women's wheelchair basketball team was there and offers a scholarship to attend University of Arizona.
I got to the University of Illinois, and that's really when I kind of decided, all right, like, if I'm gonna play here at U of I, then I'm gonna get good enough to play for USA, and I'm gonna make that my goal. And so that's what I did.
I remember going into selection camp, and I was surrounded by all of these women who had been to Paralympic Games before and who had been to World Championships. And, you know, it was overwhelming and exhilarating at the same time. I was hooked. I was hooked.
Here we go. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be watching in the world. Welcome here to the United Arab Emirates. This is the IWBF World Championship.
I had dreams as a young kid to be the next Brandi Chastain. And here I was, rock and represent Team USA in a different sport.
I realized I got to represent in the way that was still meaningful and still incredible, because when you put on Team USA and you put on that jersey, it's not just you anymore. You are a collective. You are all the adaptive sports that get to put on that jersey. You are the 11 other women next to you.